Welcome to the OEN Podcast, the podcast about opinions, events, and overall nothingness. We will discuss whatever is on our minds today, and we may or may not accomplish anything with it, but hopefully it will be enjoyable. Also, there is a good chance that listener discretion is advised. So please have a listen and let us know what you think about the discussion.
Oh, are you? Okay, because I can't hear it.
Yep, I'm listening to, it's fucking epic, the Rock Orchestra's cover of Zombie.
Like the Cranberries zombie?
Yeah,
No.
and I mean, I hate to say it, I'm not a fan of the Cranberries. I never was. I hate that what happened to her, but I never liked this song until it was covered by their bands. She nails it perfectly to almost sound like the lead singer of the Cranberries, but you can understand what she's saying, to be blunt. She don't sound like she's got her mouth full of food.
Oh, that's that one you sent me a week
Yeah.
or so ago.
Yeah, I told you you would not be disappointed.
Yeah, I got you. All right. Are you drinking anything?
Water.
Whatever. Well, this episode is brought to you by Crown Ross.
You know what? It's in a pretty fucking cup, so you can't see it.
It just disappeared. So, okay. So.
You want me training, or you want me drinking with you? One or the other.
You do you. So, I'm drinking when I'm not training. So, which means I'm drinking a lot lately.
Well, I'm not about to smoke a bowl on a podcast, so that's my poison.
Okay. Well, I mean, you mentioned it, so.
Mention it and doing it are two different things.
That's a good point. So, I don't.
Because the podcast is going to go where I'm chatty too.
Oh, just chilling?
Yeah, I got nothing for you. You're just going to be talking to yourself.
I got you. All right. So, I don't even know where to start this because we haven't been doing it for so long that there's so much shit to go over.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
I guess we start from the furthest back, which would be toughest, Chicago. Right? That's where it was, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chicago.
Yeah, because we did part 1 of the game plan and then part 2 of... We made the plan. We said, fuck the plan. We didn't execute the
plan. My shoulder said, fuck the plan. So...
My back said, fuck the plan.
But, I mean, still, it was a good race. So we went to Chicago. We had a 12-hour overnight toughest. And, yeah, I only made 2 laps. But then you went out by yourself and did a 3rd lap.
Yep.
And just my shoulder after that crab walk after at Everest, it was done. It was done.
Yeah, I saw your face. It was gnarly.
I was not gonna give up. I was gonna keep going.
I know, and you know I have mad love and respect for you always for that shit. I'm just saying it was gnarly, so I could tell that was it.
It was hurting, and I knew I needed a little bit. For those that don't know, I've got a completely torn labrum. And I've got over a 50% tear in my rotator. And so I can't get it fixed. So I had to save something for World's Toughest. So once that was it, and I knew when we were coming back for that 3rd lap, we weren't going to be able to skip any obstacles yet. So it was either do Everest or do that crab walk again. I didn't have either one of them in me. So I just had to pull out.
Yeah. And
but you
also might have had to have done burpees for EST.
No, I found a way through that.
Yeah, you got lucky once. But what happens when you don't get lucky a second time?
I had a pretty good route. There was only one thing hanging down that I wasn't sure whether I could get by without getting hit or not.
No, but going through it a second time, you can't go the same way as I did that. I went the way we went, and it wasn't safe then.
Yeah, I mean, if you get, like I said, there's that one, but I didn't get
Yeah.
touched by anything except for that one. And that
Yeah,
was
and I
because that guy ahead of me actually, he hit
yeah,
it. And so even if it would have had a charge, it would have discharged on him.
yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I'm good. But
But
yeah, you're right.
somebody had lengthened it because it was longer because that's the one that hit my calf going over the tubey thingy.
Yep, that's exactly where it was. Though.
So I'm hoping for Worlds that at least EST at the very least won't have some sort of stupid fucking burpee crab walkie crap.
I don't know. We'll find out when we get down there, and they'll start releasing some of the map. In fact, they should have already released a little bit of it, but people are saying they're just not giving out as much information this year as they have in
Now
years
I've been
past. So,
seeing the where's the puzzle pieces? Where's the puzzle
yeah,
pieces?
yeah, because normally there's one or two out by now.
Yeah.
Um, Again, we can sit there and make whatever plan, but what's really going to help is Friday when we walk the course.
Yeah.
We'll know then,
Yeah.
and then
Well,
during the sprint lap on Saturday, we'll know.
with toughest, we had the map going in so we can make our plan beforehand.
Yeah,
All we can do is make a plan based off of what we know to have been world shit before and based off of toughest. And I think based off of toughest, the best chance we have is going to be those first 10 miles.
yeah. We'll get a map beforehand.
Yeah, but still that first 10 miles is going to be what sets the pace for the rest of the day.
True.
And the less obstacles we're fighting, less you're putting on your shoulder, which means another lap and another lap and another lap.
And I don't remember at Worlds when you start getting your band. I think it's after the third lap as well. Oh, it's after the fifth lap. Well, that sucks.
Just like it toughest, we still had to go over. I got a band, but I couldn't go back out.
Yeah, but that was after 3 laps, not 5.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But you still have the obstacle staggering open. I still think it weighs itself out.
It will if we're
Because
quick enough for those first 2 laps. We should be okay. So, we'll see how that goes.
yeah, I mean, I do good at busting my butt on speed on the road and every which way, but I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to pull that kind of speed on a tough motor course.
Right. No, I get
I'm
that.
just working on maintaining a 13-minute speed is what I'm working on, is maintaining that 13 minute. Because if I can maintain a 13 minute, that also gives, at least in my head, a little breathing room to also have bursts of speed. So you could do intervals those first 10 miles, not completely blowing ourselves out. But if we can maintain a good jogging pace and then do interval sprint, interval run, and then jog, that might help get us through that 10 miles with minimum opening.
True.
That's what I've been doing around here, and it does help a lot.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't been doing that. So, yeah.
Well, like I said, the way I figure it, one of us has to.
Yep, that's true. So,
So, and I'm training 3 times a day unless my stomach's messed up. So technically, one of those trainings is yours. So there you go.
okay, yeah, that works. That works. I did do some weights yesterday. And I mean, because of all the work here I'm doing at the house, it's not like I'm sitting around eating bonbons.
No.
I am getting, my 10, 12,000 steps a day
Yeah.
just working on the house or, cutting the grass. I don't have somebody cutting my grass anymore. So now I'm out there
Well,
with the push mower and
you're also just you have a job. I don't. So I
yeah,
have I have nothing to do but
yeah,
train.
that's true.
So,
But
when I was working, I didn't train this much.
yeah,
I struggled finding time to train. So this is just me in hyper focused, no job training mode.
no, that works. That works.
Now, what I'm gonna do once it's over, I have no idea.
That's a good point. But again, we're talking about toughest in Atlanta, so
Yeah.
you just have to keep going throughout the off season.
Yeah, that gives me that does give me something to maintain. I've been wondering what's going to keep me maintaining it. Because
Yeah,
now that I've gotten in the swing of that morning mileage, it's just kind of like it's a staple of the day. I can't stand not getting it in.
yeah,
Even though it sucks during check marking it's just become my day now. But I'm like, without worlds to focus on, why am I going to keep up at it? I want to keep up at it, so that's a good point.
yeah. You got that one, and it's gonna be cold. So
Oh,
we may not get the cold much in Florida,
yeah,
um, which will be fine.
yeah,
But uh, you will in Atlanta. Atlanta will be cold.
yeah. I've never
March,
done.
yeah, March in
I've
Georgia is freaking cold.
Well, it's in April, but I've never done a warm, tough mudder in April in Georgia.
Yeah, same difference.
When we had that one last year where it was randomly, freakishly warm, and I was completely coated in mud. That's when I did Arctic Enema the one time where I was an orange Oompa Loompa.
I don't I don't remember that.
Yeah, that we did the fifth, was it either the 10K or the 15K? Nicole, we were on her crew.
Hmm. I don't know. Was Holly with us?
No, I think it was Sunday. I had to pull the pictures anyways and send them
Yeah.
to you because there's a picture where it's just our heads that are clean at one point, it's just faces. And then at the end, it's just nothing's clean on anybody of us. Because I
Oh,
had blood in
oh.
my ears.
Yeah, that was so my dad and Ansley were both there because they did Arctic Enema.
Yeah, so on Sunday,
Yeah.
you were with Ansley and your dad. It was
Yeah.
Saturday was the Mud Fest. I actually
Oh.
have earrings that had Viking runes still with that mud caked in them.
Yeah, that was the dirty unicorns were out there that day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
okay.
was a fun day.
Yeah, I remember that. So that was good. But yeah, it's gonna be cold. So hopefully we'll have some decent weather in Florida
Yeah.
and should be good to go.
I don't know why this weather's been. Sky shit been crazy.
Yeah,
That's if there's not a hurricane during.
nah, we'll be all right. So hurricane season will be over with in November. I mean,
Yeah.
they got Nadine or something that's out there right now, and that'll be
Yeah.
one of the last ones of the year. So that'll be November would be a freak hurricane if there was one. So
Yeah. That's true. Ours run till November, so I guess I just assume everybody's does because our we usually get slammed between the first and the second weekend of November with one. We get one in October and we'll get one right at the beginning of November, then it's done. But
well,
I don't feel it this far inland. I just get the the tornadoes and the thunderstorms.
ah, so I don't. Very seldom do we get anything here. I mean, so what was that one that came through here? Um, Whatever it was, the one before Milton.
Yeah.
It hit here as a category 1, but we were on the western side of it. So
Yeah.
we didn't get anything. It was
Yeah.
everything that was on the eastern side of it, which, North Carolina and all that stuff is what got totaled by it. But here, literally nothing.
Yeah.
My power didn't even blink, so.
I thought you would have felt it more than I did. Although, granted, I keep saying I'm protected by my mountains. I'm so far inland, and I guess Milton just kind of proved that theory was wrong.
Well, especially like where Asheville is in between mountains.
It's got And you've
It's
got all the rivers that were right there. There
right.
was a lot. That was probably once in a lifetime freak that it hit the right spot at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Because it was, I'm not going to ever compare it to Katrina. I'm saying there was similar situations. A lot of people don't realize Katrina was worse because there was a storm prior. Were already dealing with flooding, and that's what they were dealing with up at Lake Lure, Asheville, Nantahala, Cherokee. All those places had already had slight flooding already.
Yeah.
And so the levee was already over to begin with. We're glad it held. Freaking thing's 100 years old. It busted, but it held.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if any more, I don't know about the Tennessee Dam. I only know about the Lake Lower Dam.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, we braced for impact here, and then we didn't get anything.
Yeah. We
But
braced for impact, sort of, but not really because I wasn't worried about because mountains.
yeah.
But the one we felt was in 22 and it was in September because we lost power for about 2 days. I don't remember which hurricane that was, but we got, I guess, the bands of it. But we didn't get the bands. It just got the bands got close enough to cause tornadoes that ripped through the area. So we got that, but that's the only time I remember any damage from a hurricane here.
Yeah. We had I think it was like Hurricane Francine or some shit like that. It was way back in the early 2000s, and I lived in another town at the time, and they said, "Oh, a hurricane's going to come through." I'm like, "We're middle Georgia,
Yeah.
hurricane, whatever." And so I had a flagpole in the yard that I had two. I had the U.S. flag and the POW flag, and they were both that thick, double-sided stuff. So they were heavy flags, and I didn't even bring them in. I'm like, not a big deal. Yeah, that bitch ended up in the next county.
Yeah.
Everything came in, and it blew. Now all of our stuff is buried, so we didn't actually lose power. But once everything was done, I walked outside, because the wind was blowing all that stuff. So I knew, like, maybe my barn got damaged or whatever. So I went out there and looked, and my flagpole, there was about this much sticking out of the ground, and it had snapped off, and I never saw it again. I mean, literally, it was probably in the next county.
Damn.
So
yeah, so you pull those in now, right?
I don't have another flagpole, so I've got like one on my house. So I've got my American flag on my house. So when that was coming through, I pulled that in, and didn't want it ripping or anything like that. But like Hurricane Michael, quite a few years ago, we were actually down in Florida, and we got put under mandatory evacuation. We were at Santa Rosa Beach, and there were 3 families. We had rented a big old house, and we were staying there, and then we got put under mandatory evacuation. So we had a hurricane party that night.
Yeah.
And then the next day, we all drove back up here. And it hit here again as a Category 1. So we left there, came up here, and it followed us up here, and it hit here. And I watched my neighbors. He had these 3 cedars that were up against the fence, and we watched them, and all of a sudden they both all 3 of them just toppled. And that was literally the only damage. I mean, so other than 3 small trees and my flagpole, we just haven't had much damage, when it comes to things like that.
Yeah. Well, like I said, nobody expected Milton to get like it was. I was getting phone calls Friday morning, everybody's checking on me, and I'm like, what the heck? I'm fine. What, y'all are freaking out? And it wasn't that afternoon I saw the news. I was like, holy crap, no wonder people are calling me.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez, I felt bad. I bit somebody's head off.
All right, let's see. So toughest hurricanes.
We're kind of going back and forth. That's just because I can't focus to save my life.
Yeah.
So with toughest, I loved it personally.
I actually
I
really
think
did enjoy it. I did.
I would love to find more than one overnight OCR, but not a 24-hour, but like another one is like more like toughest hour. I would love to do another overnight, but it's one where I start in the evening, finish in the morning, but I want the obstacles. I don't want to just be at that point. I might as well just go hike a mountain at night by myself.
Right, which is, I mean,
Separate.
which, considering what we've got out there, toughest is your only option.
Yeah, I've been researching, and so far that's all I've got. And I'm like, son of a bitch, because that's my fucking jam.
And $200 damn dollars to do it.
Yeah, I want to
So,
do more, but not at
well,
that price tag.
so something I'm definitely going to try out
Probably
at
not.
Worlds
Out.
is these creepy ass shoes.
Yeah, at first they look like socks.
Yeah, yeah, they
I
do. But
I am concerned about you trying these for the first time at Worlds.
well, so I'm not going to put them on for the first time at Worlds.
Okay.
Thanks to Tim Romo, if he watches
Yeah.
this, he's the one that talked me into what size to get, all that kind of stuff. So he gave me a lot of information on it. So I got it thanks to him. So
Yeah.
appreciate you, Tim. But these shoes creep me out because they look like feet, and I'm not a foot person.
Yeah.
But like I'm actually going to wear them to work tomorrow. And
Okay.
so I wore them tonight a little bit before I went to go and I went to the other house, and they felt really good. And I put my regular shoes on. And I'm like, okay, now my toes feel cramped. So,
Yeah.
but oh my God, because my toes are not like, they're not positioned like everybody else's. I
Yeah.
literally have to go in there and shove them over to the side to get them in the pockets.
Yeah.
They don't want to go in the toes. I get like 3 toes in one toe. And
I guess I
so,
more meant first time on a race course.
yeah, but I mean, I'm going to have other shoes with me. So if they don't work out, I'll
Yeah.
swap out.
That's why, yeah, I sent you a message asking if you were going to do that because that's what I'm doing with my engine socks. If I don't like them, I'll just swap out with
Yeah.
my old.
Yeah. I mean, I will have my Ultras. I'll have my Solomons. Um,
Yeah.
I'll have probably 3, maybe 4 pair of shoes with me. So
Yeah.
if I'm going to start with these. If they work out, great. If not, you like blend in. Oh, look, see, it's nothing but flowers now.
I was whooping my dog. I don't know what he's eating. I don't know why. I came out here to be alone, and I can't. There was a cat out here earlier.
See, normally I was one for having the backgrounds and all that stuff, but now with the new office, I'm actually okay with my background.
Oh, I love your background. This is what little you saw of my junked garage. That's part of next year's I'm out of off race course. I got to get this shit taken care of. It's awful. More than half, I'd say probably about 85% of this junk is boxes for Goodwill. Because I cleaned out the house, and then like we moved here, we had also set up Goodwill boxes as we packed. So all of that, it just never made it, and they just keep piling up.
Believe me, I can definitely understand. So this room isn't clean by any means, but from what you can see on the camera,
It's,
it looks good.
that's all that matters is what's
But
in view of camera.
this shit right here, I've got a whole pile of shit right here that I don't know what to do with yet.
Yeah.
But that let's see, there, that Chester drawer back there. My mom actually bought that for Riley, but there's a couple of pieces of it that are really chewed up.
Yeah.
And so we tried to get them to replace the parts, and they were going to take like 6 weeks to replace a couple of parts.
Yeah.
And so they just told my mom, look, we'll just refund you your money, and then you can buy some. So they refunded her money. So I don't care if it's chewed up or not. I went and put it together. And so now I've got a bunch of, in fact, a lot of this crap will probably go in there. But it just gives me a little extra storage in here.
Yeah.
Because when I was moving here, I had a big old white cabinet that was in my other office. And as me and Andrew were rolling it off the truck, I was trying to help him steady it, and I guess I pushed it a little bit, and it tipped right off the thing and just hit the floor and went into a million pieces.
Ooh.
And he felt like hell. I'm like, dude, I didn't like this thing anyway. So I'm kind
They're
of glad.
good.
So I actually took my skill saw and I went and zipped it up into a bunch of pieces. And so
Yeah.
every week for trash, I throw, a few pieces in the trash, and little by little, it's going away.
Well, there you go.
And one
Oh,
of
here
them's,
comes another animal.
oh, you got to
Yeah.
see. I got no animals. I got no animals here.
It's a zoo here. I have nowhere. I can come out here because if I sit in the war room, the dog's gonna bark.
Yeah.
I can't believe the dog follows.
So every other weekend or so, I'll bring Copper over, and he'll stay the weekend with me.
Yeah.
Because they say he gets a little moody during the week when I'm not there. So I'll bring him over
Yeah.
here and keep him for the weekend. But when I have him over here for the weekend, I don't want to go anywhere because I don't.
Yeah.
This is unfamiliar territory to him, so
No.
I don't want to leave him here alone. So I don't even leave the house when I've got him. So I make sure
Yeah.
we got food and everything for both of us while we're here.
Yeah. That's good. Um, with Worlds and Gear, speaking of the shoes, aside from still needing to wash my toughest shoes that I'm staring at in my garage, um, I think I got everything. It's all good to go. I got my third pair of engine socks today. They feel a little different than the other ones. I'm gonna
Are they
look and see if
thick?
you can a little.
I mean, like
The leather
thick, like mud gear, or thick like just regular athletic socks.
I don't want to compare it to wool, but it's just that kind of thick.
Well, mud gear. I mean, you know how thick the mud gear socks are.
I don't use mud gear socks. I only use mud gear calf compression sleeves.
You don't.
I don't like compression calf socks, just compression sleeves.
Right.
There's a difference between a sock that goes to your knee and a sock that goes to your ankle and calf compression.
True. Mud gear's some good shit though.
I know. I can't. I think it's a texture thing. I can't stand the feeling of the sock.
And
It
it's
makes me itchy on my legs.
not because I'm an ambassador for mud gear. Just mud gear's some good shit.
I know. That's why you.
I actually wouldn't be an ambassador if I didn't believe in them. So yeah, I've only been an ambassador for a couple of things, and that's because I believe in them. Which was Legendborn for a year, and then mud gear for a few years.
Yeah, that's because I know. Because every time I go to order mud gear, I'm like, I could ask if he's still an ambassador, or I just know the code. So
Yeah.
oh, he's still an ambassador at work.
Yeah, exactly. My code still works. So for what is it, 15% off? Something like that?
Yeah, Ragna. Yeah.
So
What is it, baby?
what else? Shit, what else we're gonna talk about? I done forgot the agenda.
Normally,
I didn't even write it down.
Well, see, normally you rely on me just to remember because I remember.
Yeah.
But you know the week.
I don't know.
I've had.
Well, we got sorry,
shit.
chewing ice.
Because it could be me that's blank, and we
No.
might want to try to do this after I eat more and
No,
sleep.
we're good. We're good. I mean, we'll just do it. We'll just do another. I mean, because we're at 40. Well, no, Zoom's been going 42 minutes. This has only been going for right at 30 now. So
Yeah.
not too long. But yeah, we'll have to do one for Halloween. You know.
Ooh, I like that idea.
Yeah, we'll do a Halloween one.
Ooh.
And,
the Terrifiers and Hell House. Because you got me into Terrifier, and I got you into Hell House.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
Because they both started so underrated, and they exploded right about the same time. Although Hell House is still, it's not up there.
Hell House ain't no $35 million.
No, I'm saying it's not up there yet, but it exploded more so around Terrifier. Because Terrifier exploded before 3 came out. Because I started using it to me, and then all of a sudden it was everywhere.
Yeah.
Hell House, I'm starting to see a little everywhere, but small shops and like online. But what I mean by it's getting bigger probably in the way Terrifier first started getting bigger. It
Yeah.
started drumming it up
Yeah, you're
because
right.
Terrifier. Because when I watched that link you sent me to cover the movies I couldn't see, it goes what freaking back to YouTube in like a 13-minute movie. Like art goes way back.
He does. So his original, I absolutely love this segue. So I love I'm in my shit now. So, um, yeah. So the Ninth Circle, was where Art the Clown got his start. Damien Leone actually made a short film, the Ninth Circle, which actually has Art in it, and he
Yeah.
basically kidnaps women and takes them down for the devil to
Do his
breed
thing.
breed kids and eat them. I think I'm not exactly. I think he
Yeah.
eats them.
But didn't that come out like way back in 2013? Like he goes back
Yeah,
a lot
somewhere
further
around there.
than
Like,
what it
right,
is.
yeah. And Ninth Circle actually may have been earlier than that. I think 2013, the anthology of All Hallows Eve, and I'd have to look it up. It's 2013, 2016, something like that, where all three stories have Art in it, and so
Yeah.
they have the Ninth Circle. Then they have this. They've got this alien story, and it's really dumb as hell. I don't even know why it's in there,
Because
but
every horror franchise needs that what the fuck.
that was a what the fuck movie. It really was. The story within it was a what the fuck. And the
Yeah.
only time you see Art is when the lady's getting dragged off by the aliens. She pulls this sheet off of a painting that her husband had made, and he
Yeah.
had painted Art. And then the third movie in it is the actual short film called Terrifier, and that is Art as we know Art.
Yeah.
He kills people. He uses so it's funny because a lot of people get pissed off when Art uses a gun.
Yeah.
He's used a gun in every single movie.
Oh yeah. See, well, I've only seen 3.
So he did it in Terrifier, or he did it in All Hallows Eve, Terrifier,
Okay.
short. He used one there. Of course, he used one in the actual Terrifier full length.
Yeah.
He used a Tommy gun in Terrifier 2. And did he use a gun in 3? I don't remember if he did or not.
I want to say yes, and I want to say no. I want to say yes with the bar before it went way different. And I
Yeah,
wanna say
you're right, because he shot the bartender, and he shot I don't know, that dude that everybody else seems to know, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Not Santa,
I didn't
but the
know.
other guy. Yeah. So you're right. He's used a gun in every
Yeah.
single movie.
Yep. But it throws everybody off, which is why when I was watching, the guy who wrote it, I can't think of his name for some reason.
Damien Leone.
I know you say it enough. That's why I was surprised. I forgot what Damien Leone was saying is he likes to throw in that one gun because it's like the shock factor.
Because
Why does he need a gun?
that's it. Michael never uses a gun.
Yeah.
Michael uses a knife or a phone cord. Jason uses a machete for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
He'll use a spear gun every so often. But I mean, you're right. Freddy uses the claw or, whatever.
Yeah.
But none of them use a gun. So Art knows no boundaries.
Yeah.
Art will kill with whatever. As we've seen, he will kill with guns, with knives, with shotguns,
with cryo freezing shit.
Yes, with liquid nitrogen, with a
That'd be
chainsaw, with a glass tube.
Yeah, so the two scenes, the only two I could not watch was the one I watched the chainsaw. I couldn't watch the chainsaw directly in the shower with just her. That's when I was just like,
She
nope, I'm done.
was pretty eat up, but she didn't make me squeeze my gooch like he did.
I think I felt compelled to watch that one because I watched the
Holy
first Terrifier,
shit.
and I knew that was a throwback to the first one.
Talk of, yeah, exactly. So where you get Dawn gets hacksaw, you get this guy, I forgot his name, but holy crap, gets chainsawed right up the ass.
Mm-hmm.
And then just goes, I mean, actually shows his balls getting chainsawed. I mean, this,
Mm-hmm.
oh my
I saw that. I was like, holy crap, they didn't
God.
hold that. Damn.
No.
And I was figuring that one in the glass tube had to have been the vomit scenes people were talking about.
So so where people
But
walked out was actually with the little kid getting hacked up at the beginning. You don't see it, you hear it.
Oh,
It-
that
it's
was
a
off camera.
it's a sound thing.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, you know a 10-year-old kid is getting hacked up. So
See, I blocked it out because but like I told you prior to watching it, if as long as it's off screen,
yeah,
I'm fine.
yeah.
'Cause I just
So
block it out.
you just hear it because there's no
Yeah.
music playing. There's no any.
Yeah.
All you hear is him getting chopped up. So that's where all the people were walking out. Where David Howard Thornton almost puked. Evidently, he's got a thing about rats. And so he's never actually come right out and said, he just said, I've got an issue, and Damien knows I've got an issue.
Yeah.
And so in one interview he did, I actually caught what he did. He said, and Damien can be a rat bastard sometimes. And I'm like, I see what you did there.
Yeah, I see what you did there.
So
Yeah, I couldn't.
it is the tube scene where the rats go in, and that one about made David puke.
That
So,
one was when I saw them grab the tube and I saw the rat, and I was like, nope, 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 no. I didn't even try. I didn't even. As soon as he grabbed the glass, I was like, that's it. I'm not watching.
So what was so bad about it was because if you didn't watch it, then you don't know exactly what happened. He
No, but I
literally,
heard the noises, and I've seen that in movies. That's how I knew not to watch it. It makes me vomit.
yeah. So he actually puts it in her mouth, and then takes a mallet and
Wax the glass in.
yeah, into her throat. Then he puts a rat in there, but of course the rat's not going to go down. But yeah, then he uses a lighter to fire up his
Take it
tail,
down.
and it makes him run down in there. And I'm watching that, and I'm like, how sick do you have to be to think something like that up? I'm like, holy fuck, how do you even think of that? So, and you know they're going to up the ante in 4. So,
My
I'm like,
stomach hurt thinking about that. See, I've seen that in 2 other movies. One I saw where they did a glass like tube down a dude's throat, and then they did the lighter and it made me gag. One that was the worst, I can't remember what it was, but they put like this glass like bucket on this dude's belly, trapped it in there, set the glass on fire, which made him to get away from the burning hot. And he dug into the guy's stomach. And then
oh, so they use rats too?
yeah, but they used him to dig into his stomach.
Nice.
So they encased the rat in like this small glass bucket. And then they had a torch, so it was getting hotter and hotter, and so it caused the rat to eat into him to get out.
Nice.
I don't remember at all, and it wasn't a horror movie. That was a mafia torture movie.
Okay. That's unique. And that may be where Damien got the idea. If he just streamed that shit up on his own, I definitely question his sanity. So
I'm gonna say he needs a lot of flour, go to sleep.
yeah, so I'm actually gonna have to put a spoiler alert on this before I publish it.
Mhm.
So, but
Yeah, because I didn't know when you were gonna do spoiler stuff with that one.
So all the websites, all the YouTube people, all that are doing all spoilers now. So I don't care. Nobody watches this shit
Yeah.
anyway. So it's like it's not really like I'm gonna be spoiling it from anybody.
Fucking watch it. Don't know. But to go back to the beginning of the conversation, Terrifier had such a slow start on YouTube, and it has really taken a long way to get to that 35 million. That's where I'm like, Hell House is coming in right, I think, behind it, because people are starting to realize you don't need a name brand like New Line Cinema to make a good horror movie. Half the time, independent B-rated do better.
True.
I think the fans are figuring that out.
Yeah.
Because
So Hell
going to
House.
see,
No, go ahead.
no, I was just saying, going to see Terrifier 3, I think that was the actual first time I felt scared going to see a movie, which was what made it awesome and why I wanted to go see it, is because I felt afraid of a movie. Like when I went to go do the haunted tour last year and the year before, I always get that fear of, oh my God, this is going to be scary. I felt like that going to see that movie. And I'm like, oh, this is the best series.
Yeah. Yeah, I was. Yeah, I was just excited. I wasn't scared. I wasn't anything. I was the only guy in the theater with a bloody Santa hat on,
but with Hell House, it's still it's not a slasher horror.
no,
It's not like Terrifier. It's a complete different opposite. Well, I mean, it's opposite, but it's not, because it's still demons.
it is, and that one to me is creepy. So art is gore. It is a slasher gore movie, whereas Hell House LLC is a demon suspenseful jump scare type thing.
Yeah.
That one has left me with a creepy feeling.
Yeah.
You know,
That ending though.
the third one was the only one I didn't like. That
That
was
ending in
which ending?
the ending in the third, where it was like they were doing so great, and then that ending, and you were like, what the hell?
Yeah, exactly.
It
So
was like, did you change writers right there in the last 20 minutes?
yeah, the third one I was like, nah. I mean, it was more the history of the Abaddon Hotel and
Yeah.
and how things became what they did, but that one just didn't do much for me.
Yeah.
One and two were fantastic, and Carmichael Manor was creepy as shit. So
That one was definitely one you had to pay attention
yeah,
to.
you really, especially to let's see. Oh, I can't do it. There we go.
it.
That guy.
Yeah, him.
Um,
He is creepy.
yeah, he is. He is creepy.
He's
And
his own different type though, because unlike art, you have that, you know. "Oh,
well,
that's
yeah,
something,
he's got a lot of
happy."
emotion. In fact, when he sees Santa, he actually, gets excited. But
Yeah.
this guy, you never see move.
And
But he
look at
moves.
and when you look at the mask, it's the complete void of color. It's black and white. There's no color. So to me, I see a lot of symbolism that in itself in the mask. Unless that's
Actually-
blood.
Actually, that's blood. So
Okay. So see, from here it looks black. Okay. So you do have some color.
yeah, there is some color in there. See, I colored
That's
the
perfect.
eyeballs inside. So
But still, that's still devoid of a lot.
it is.
That's just an empty face. And then the character, the way he doesn't move, is also empty.
Well, and that's what gets me is the fact that he doesn't move. You never see him move,
Yeah.
but when you look at him, he's moved.
Yeah.
Like at the one time where all of them's head are turned to one
Yeah.
way, or when he's standing in the hallway and he's looking down the stairs, and the guy looks and he turns back around, and he's staring right at him.
Yeah.
That's some creepy shit. Now I've actually got his entire outfit.
Yeah.
So
So those, I have seen a little bit of that mask at like Spencer's pop up, like a T-shirt with it on there. Like seen little things popping up with that one.
I haven't
but
seen
not
anything with him.
just a little. I think Terrifier kind of took over.
Yeah.
Because suddenly there was no Terrifier, then there was a little bit of Terrifier, then there was no Terrifier, and then it's everywhere.
And now Spirit has got his stuff. Spencer's got his stuff. So, yeah, there's a
Hot
lot
Topic.
of Hot Top. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, Hot
They
Topic.
have jewelry. They have Terrifier fucking jewelry.
Yeah.
You can get like a Terrifier bracelet. You can get little sunflower earrings. They have another bracelet with art with the sunflower sunglasses on. Best friend necklaces.
So I love the fact you can get a lot of Terrifier stuff. So in fact, I ended up spending way too much money on Terrifier stuff because I got some Funkos back there that I'm still waiting on. I've got a Terrifier painting in the background. You can't really see it, but that is. I mean, those are kind of my top two right now. I mean, with Terrifier, and we got Hell House LLC, number 5 coming up next year.
Yes, and that one is going to theaters.
You said it was October of next year, though. That gum. I thought it was going to be in the spring. So,
but I can see them pushing for an October release. I mean, all the movies take place Halloween night, roughly. Well, no, 1 and 3 were Halloween night. 2 was Aftermath.
Yeah, 2 is the aftermath of the.
Yeah, because everybody keeps going back. So actually, I think 1 is the only one on Halloween. They don't really give us a timeline. They don't go 1 year later. They just go back and go, well, we're.
You're right. Yeah.
So that one's that. I have to, the timeline guy that did the art one. He does a lot of movie timelines.
CZ World.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if he did one for Hell House.
I don't even think he's talked about it.
No, but I would like to get a prequel of the 2 clowns in Hell House as the next movie. I want a prequel.
Could be.
But I don't know. I'm staring at him. He's creepy.
He's got a name. He's got a name, but I don't know his name, but he's got a name. Because
him and the dude both worked at a carnival in West Virginia, which is why I remember West Virginia. And a little girl came up missing. And then after that, not a lot more was heard. And then they were at the Abaddon. They don't have a lot of backstory on them. And that backstory, I believe, is covered a little bit. And I think it's covered throughout kind of all of them except for Carmichael Manor.
Yeah, it would have been probably on 3 more than anything because that was a lot of the backstory of the hotel.
Yeah. But they didn't cover, really, I think, much at all of them in Carmichael Manor.
I got
Not much.
I'll have to check it out. But yes.
But with Terrifier.
Those are 2 franchises well worth watching every single movie. I mean, although All Hallows Eve is not the best, it's still a really good start.
Yeah.
Terrifier 1, 2, and 3, and what I always tell people is if you're going to watch Terrifier, okay, remember, Terrifier was made on a $35,000 budget. Every one of us that owns a vehicle, our vehicle is worth more than that movie they paid for. Literally $35,000 to make it. And I mean, it looks like a low budget film, but they did,
not bad.
They did a good job. You can tell it's low budget, but they did a good job.
Yeah, because there's low budget and then there's low budget, but done really fucking well.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of execute. They executed it well.
Yeah. So
because they didn't have cheap blood.
Well,
they didn't have.
So Damien actually got his start. He was doing special effects.
Yeah.
So Damien did all the special effects for Terrifier.
Yeah.
That's how they were able to keep it under budget. Yeah, absolutely, because you're doing your own special effects. So he did it, and then, for Terrifier 2, they actually did a crowdfund.
Yeah.
So they had a $250,000 budget and made Terrifier 2, which is, I mean, you look at the production of the 2, and it's hugely different.
Yeah.
Well, they had a $2.5 million budget for 3. So from
See what they did with
35,000
that.
to 250,000 to 2.5 million, and
Yeah.
in 2 weeks they've already made 35 million.
And we wonder why Art went a lot more crazy this time. He got better toys.
Art got some good toys. So
But I can agree with something that the CZ guy said about Art, and I think it applies to the Hell House too. Very Michael Myers. And I can really see the Michael Myers with Hell House. Because to me, when you look back at the original Halloween, my mom described going to see the first one in theaters in the 70s. And she kind of felt that fear.
just saying, I saw it too.
Yeah, but she felt that fear. And as you know, back then, that was a big R-rated movie. It was gory. It was bad. That was scary then. To us, now it's not. But to me, really, Art is the new Michael Myers, but better. I love my Michael Myers, but it's modern. It fits today's fear level. We're all desensitized to violence.
You're right. You're right. We really are. Through
But
Michael and through Jason and through Freddy and things like that, we have definitely been desensitized. So just seeing somebody strangled, it's not going to do a whole lot. We need to see them chainsawed up the ass to actually get us, get us to react to it.
Because Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a good one to go, but you go, oh, no. And even they haven't done a chainsaw up the ass or a girl in, pieces.
No, they
don't cross that line.
They, hung her up on the hook,
But
and things like that.
But that's where Damien is so much different because he will cross the line. Rob Zombie crosses the line with some of his movies, but not even he crosses the lines that are being crossed.
Damien don't know what a fucking line is. So
exactly. And that's what I think makes it more explosive. It's just a whole new series that we can get behind.
Yeah, and go ahead.
Look at how he moves the Carmichael Manor clown guy. That's how Michael Myers was. So I can really see where they took that inspiration. You've got the almost complete white mask, not a lot of color, and then he moves, but he doesn't move. He stalks, but he doesn't stalk. And you never really see him do the kill. So that's very much a boogeyman, which is very much Michael Myers. And much like Michael Myers, he has no backstory either. Art has no backstory, but we know he's some sort of entity or a demon. But with that guy, right now we know nothing.
So yeah, with the Hell House guy, we don't know what his backstory is. Michael, we've got his full backstory.
They gave that at the beginning.
They did. So Rob Zombie Films took it a little deeper.
I liked it though.
I liked Rob Zombie Films. I mean, it was different than John Carpenter's. There was quite a bit of a difference there, but Rob Zombie actually took what Carpenter did and just dug a lot deeper into Michael's home life and into being bullied and kind of what drove him to be a killer.
Yeah. And him chasing Lori made more sense a little bit in Rob Zombie's being John Carpenter. I mean, we never find out why you want to kill her. Makes no sense. Why you constantly got to kill her. But with Rob Zombie, it's you want to be with your sister. Oh, wait, no, she doesn't want you. Okay, now I get why you want to kill her.
Yeah, and I don't know if John Carpenter actually had it in his mind that Laurie Strode was his sister to begin with. I think that was something that showed up later to make the storyline go longer. I'm not sure in 1978 or in 79 when he made the first two movies that he had it in his mind that she was his sister. Because in the first one, there's not a baby.
Yeah.
There's no baby in the first one whatsoever. There's Michael and his sister. Yeah. And that's it. But in Rob Zombies, there's a baby all through there. There's all that, and then you got 3, which was complete shit. Um, so I say it's complete shit, but I don't give it a good chance because
it's not about Michael Myers.
Exactly. So when you call it Halloween 3, and I go to the theater and I spend $3.50 to see this movie, I want to see Michael Myers. And when it's about these masks that turn kids' heads into roaches, no, I'm going to be mad. I mean, the entire time I'm like, where the fuck is Michael? Where the fuck is Michael? Michael never shows up. So I was pissed.
Mm-mm. And then there was 5. A lot of people didn't like 5. That was the
4 and 5.
4. 4.
For both.
4 was the one about the cult and the nuns.
No.
There
So
must have been 5.
4 and 5 were about Jamie Lloyd, who was supposedly Laurie Strode's daughter.
Yeah.
And so it was basically Michael's niece.
Yeah.
And so he was going after her. Now,
That's been so...
so the cult and all that stuff is actually later on, where Jamie, she was 7, 8 years old in 4 and 5. The cult shows up later where Jamie is actually having a baby. And so that's Jamie supposedly having that baby. But in 4 and 5, little Jamie Lloyd is actually Danielle Harris. It's actually her. Now, what's interesting about Jamie Lloyd in 4 and 5 is in Rob Zombie's version, there's the girl Annie that in the original gets stuck in the window and ends up getting strangled in the car and all that. Annie actually survives Rob Zombie's original, and then she gets taken out in the second one of Rob Zombie's. That's also played by Danielle Harris. So she was little Jamie Lloyd in 4 and 5, but then she was Annie Brackett in Rob Zombie's versions.
I got to go back and rewatch 4 and 5 because I watched them, didn't like them. Never watched them again.
So I didn't mind them, especially because I went to the theater to watch 3 and was so pissed off at 3 that when 4 came out, The Return of Michael Myers, hell yeah, I'm going to like that. And then I liked Jamie's character. Yeah. I was questioning her name there, but I liked her character. But what's interesting about Rob Zombie's film is the girl that played Laurie Strode. I see a cat.
He heard a noise. He just looked funny.
The girl that played Laurie Strode, Scout Taylor Compton, and the girl that played Annie, they were best friends, was Danielle Harris. The two of them are actually really good friends. And so the podcast I sent you, Talk Scary to Me, is those two.
Okay.
It's literally Laurie Strode and Annie Brackett, or Laurie Strode and Jamie Lloyd doing that podcast. Yeah.
I haven't watched it yet. Might be what I watch tomorrow while I'm cooking under a lamp.
It's a listen. They have a couple. They have a couple on YouTube, but for the most part, it's on Spotify, and you can just listen. They have 144 episodes right now.
Damn.
Yeah, they get to do it a little more frequently than I do. So
that might also be a play on Shuffle. I got 9-hour drive. Although I realize I can't complain about my almost 10-hour drive. Nikki is currently driving back home from Texas, and I think she's up north. But I know it's a 17-hour drive for her. She's by herself.
Good God.
Yeah, I told her to call me if she needed to. She said she might hit me up, but she'll let me know. If she doesn't, she'll let me know when she gets home.
Okay.
But,
all right. Well, we are actually at 1 hour right now on this one. So we'll probably go ahead and cut this one off. I'll edit it. I'll edit it'll probably be right at an hour by the time I edit it out.
Okay,
And
so I had
then,
an idea.
what?
I like the movie thing. What if we do some type of OEN focus on the horror movies? We can go through the originals, the
I'm good with
new
that.
one. It's more nothingness to talk about
Yeah.
that's not race related.
Yeah, nothingness is all. I'm all about nothingness. So
I don't think either one of us really felt about talking about toughest or worlds, because I really didn't either right now.
no,
Because it's all I fucking think about, and so I don't want to fucking talk about
right,
it.
exactly. You want to just kind of do something else. So that's why I actually got excited about the art and Hell House stuff. So yeah, we can do that. So
And actually, that was on the agenda, was Terrifier.
yeah,
I remember that.
It was.
Once you started talking about it.
Yeah. And I
Sorry,
know
I didn't mean to cut you off.
I had the Silver Scream Con on there too, but it's I can talk about that next time because
Yeah.
But yeah, so literally, yeah, we can do that. We can actually watch an older movie and then talk about it. So
That's literally what I was thinking.
yeah. So let me cut off the recording real quick, and then
Okay.
we'll talk real quick. So
Okay.
anything you need to say before we peace out?
Is this going to be our video before we go to Worlds? Or are we just going to run with that? Or do you wanna do it?
Actually, we have a few weeks, so we may do one more before then.
Okay, because I was going to say peace out. We might be dead next time, but okay.
No, we'll be around for at least one more.
One more.
One more. All right. So you
All
good?
right, cool. Yep.
All right. Peace.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to the OEN podcast. We hope you enjoyed your time with us. If you have any discussion ideas, feel free to drop us a line. Please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Spotify at OEN Podcast. Have a great day, and we'll talk at you in the next one.